Hey guys, Rocco with you. As you know, I've been doing the Esther series. And I was doing it for days in a row, multiple days in a row, doing good, just having a good time, learning a lot. And then I don't know what happened. Just a few days gone by, and I haven't read, so it's kind of a bummer. Sometimes you just fall backwards in your progress, and you just gotta turn it around and just fix it and just keep moving forward. So that's where I'm at right now. I was doing good, and a couple days went by, I didn't read. I was being lukewarm and just wasn't good. When I don't read every day, I can just feel that. I just feel Satan just chipping at me more and more when I don't read on those days, and just that sin just creeping in more into my life when I don't read as well, and just fall into that sin, and it sucks. So I'm ready to get back on track. Fell back for a couple days, but I'm ready. I'm out of it. I need to get back on track and keep growing and keep moving forward with the Lord, and not just keep pushing Him aside and pushing the Word aside, pushing prayer aside because I'm lazy, or just because, I don't know, scared for some reason. I don't know, but I'm sick of it. I am. And I want to be in constant prayer and constantly in the Word each day, and I don't want to miss those days. Because when I do, I end up missing multiple days, and multiple days just makes you fall deeper into sin, and that's not what I want. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys, just tell you a little bit about what's been going on. But I am really excited to dive back into the Word with you guys, whoever's listening out there. I know we're in Esther chapter 6. It's in a short chapter, but let me just recap where we left off. Esther prepares a banquet. See, it's been a couple days and I've already forgotten, so I gotta go back to my notes. Let's see what we learned in Esther chapter 5. We see that 3 days later, Esther enters the king's courts and stands in front of him, and immediately she wins his favor because of her beauty. Talked about that last time. He asks her what the request is and tells her that anything she requests, he's gonna grant, even if it was half of the land. And all she requests at first is that her and Haman come to a feast that she has prepared for them for the next day. And we see that Haman, like always, is greedy, selfish, boastful, and goes back to his wife and his friends and tells them all about it, telling them how he's the only one that got invited to this dinner, and how awesome he is, and how he's the king's right-hand man, and how he's just so awesome. And then his friends and wife convince him to build a gallows 50 feet high. Sorry, I was spacing. 50 feet high to hang Mordecai. And so that's what we see at the end, is him building that to hang Mordecai, to kill him. So I guess we'll dive into chapter 6, which starts off the king honors Mordecai. So that's a good sign. So I'm excited to see what happens in this chapter. It's only 13 verses, so I'm just gonna go read it and take some notes, come back to you guys and give you some takeaways and just what's going on there. So yeah, peace out. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, revenge time. Haman gets what's coming to him. That's all I gotta say for these two chapters, because I did 6 and 7 just because they went right together and merged together, and they're both short. So I'll be talking about chapters 6 and 7 today. Excuse me. But yeah, we see a lot go down. A lot happened quickly. And we see what's been coming to Haman for a while. So starting off in chapter 6, we see that the night before the feast that Esther is preparing for King Ahasuerus and Haman, that he can't sleep. He's having trouble sleeping, so he requests to his men that they bring him the book of memorable deeds, the Chronicles, and they're read before the king. And then that is where he sees that in the past, Mordecai has been great to him and has helped him and has warned him before something was going to happen to him. As we saw a couple of chapters ago, where he warned Esther about the men that were going to kill him, and so that was resolved. And so he sees that happened, and he sees, why am I gonna kill a man that helped me and saved my life? What am I doing? And so a couple of minutes later, we see Haman outside the king's gates, outside the king's courts, and King Ahasuerus tells his eunuchs to bring him in, and he asks him what he should do to the man he honors the most. And Haman's like, why would you honor thinking to himself, why would you honor anyone more than me? And then he starts listing off all these things. He says, and Haman said to the king, for the man whom the king delights to honor, let royal robes be brought, which the king has worn, and the horse that the king has ridden, and on whose head a royal crown is set. So that's pretty much what he says. He tells him to do all things, bring him the robe, bring him the horses, bring him all these amazing things. I'm assuming because he thinks it's him, so he thinks it's going to be brought to him. But then, and the king says, okay, I want you to go outside my gates and bring all this stuff to Mordecai. And it's just really just a bash on Haman, because he thinks he's the big shot, and that's where he's just torn down. He's like, okay. He just says okay to the Lord. He brings it to him. I bet he was breaking inside and crying and just so devastated. But sometimes you don't always get what you want. And the Lord, not the Lord, sorry. My bad. And the king decides to give all that stuff to Mordecai. So then Haman's just so confused and distraught. He runs back to his friends and families and tells them everything. And all they have to say is that, let me just read that verse to you. They say, then his wise man and his wife Zeresh said to him, if Mordecai before whom you have begun to fall is of the Jewish people, you would not overcome him, but will surely fall before him. So immediately just tell him that he's fallen before him. There's no luck for him, no chance for him, and that things are going to go bad for him pretty fast. And that does happen, as we see quickly in chapter 7. It just goes off to the king bringing Haman to the feast that Esther has prepared for him. King Ahasuerus asking again to his queen, what do you wish of me? Just tell me what you wish of me, and it will happen right away. And so she goes in, and she says, if I have found favor in your sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be granted for my wish, and my people for my request. For we have been sold, I and my people, to be destroyed and to be killed and to be annihilated. If we have been sold merely as slaves, men and women, I would have been silent, for our affliction is not to be compared with the loss to the king. And King Ahasuerus is like, oh my goodness, what are you talking about? What kind of man would sell you guys or do this to you? You are my queen. Who would do this? And she says it. Haman did it. Haman's evil. He's the one that's doing all this. He's trying to get us out. He's trying to kill all of us Jews. And he's like immediately angered. He flips a switch. He tells his men, the eunuchs, and his eunuchs to go get Haman and punish him. And Haman's just trying to beg for his life to Queen Esther. And he's begging and throwing himself down, but it doesn't work. One of his eunuchs named Harbona suggests that they bring him to the gallows that he built to hang Mordecai and to hang Haman there. And so that's what they did. I mean, it's just a total reverse. Haman had all this stuff planned to kill Mordecai and to be great and to just brag about all these riches, and just like that, it was taken away, flipped. He was hung, and Mordecai was given all these amazing things. And so Haman dies. That's where we end off. We see that, so they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then the wrath of the king abated. So I'm excited to dive in these last few chapters of Esther and see what happens, and see what's going on for the Jews and for Mordecai, and to see if things just keep getting better for them. But Haman had what was coming to him. Can't always go around bragging to people and acting like the big shot and think that you're going to get these amazing things, because sometimes you don't. They're taken away just like that. The roles are flipped, and the way you act towards that and the way that your personality is, it's not going to work out if it's bad. So a lot happened. Mordecai came out on top. Haman didn't. So yeah, I just pray that I keep constantly reading and keep sharing this word, and hopefully anyone listening out there is understanding what I'm trying to say and getting kind of the concept and learning some like I am. So thanks for listening, guys. Peace out.